And the thunder rolls. Another round of storms headed to the metro area now after a day that brought lots of rain and a bit of flooding. Minor stuff for the most part, you know, like trash can relocating kind of rain. Look at that. That's nice. Somebody's going to get a new trash can today. Wait, is that compost? No, that's compost. That's a new compost bin. Those things are valuable, man. You can't always get them from the city when you want them.
Lots of rain and hail across northern Colorado. Nothing really severe that we've seen today, just the classic Colorado spring day stuff. Something that seems like we're getting a lot of this month. We're tracking the wet weather for you again, all the impacts across the Front Range tonight. But let's get to Danielle first, tracking the next round of rain heading our way right now, Danielle.
Yeah, it looks like within the next 30 to probably 60 minutes, we'll be looking at that rain moving back in here to the city. For now, mostly cloudy skies, still kind of muggy out there. Most of the action this afternoon has been across the Front Range and then quickly scooting off to the eastern plains. But as we zoom in, we're getting ready for round two to roll in. Already on the west side of town, you're seeing those yellow-orange pockets of rain, heavier stuff out there, and they're going to be rolling off the foothills, heading toward Boulder, Longmont, up to Loveland within about the next 30 minutes time. Here for the metro area, just a little bit of light rain, especially on the south side, a bit heading out toward DIA, but good news, no hail, and it looks like the lightning kind of subsiding just a bit. It was an electrical afternoon off to the eastern plains. Those lightning strikes beginning to move into parts of Kansas and kind of winding down this evening. Futurecast painting a pretty good picture by about 10 p.m. of some nice rain showers up and down the I-25 corridor, potentially lingering overnight. Some pretty good sleeping weather, just like what we saw last night. Here we are about 2 a.m. when we have some nice rain. Here in Denver, cloudy skies continue, and this is the way you wake up on a Friday. We're looking at a couple of quick showers out there, nothing major. Today, though, we tacked on to our monthly total, of course, making it 4.77 inches, and now we are tied for the 9th wettest May on record here in Denver. That rain will linger overnight. Tomorrow's still going to be a cooler day, a bit unsettled as we're tracking a few scattered storms out there, and then a look ahead toward the weekend forecast. A lot of big things happening, the Colfax Marathon. We'll talk more about that in just a bit, but 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles, you have been out there in Longmont all afternoon. It was a bit messy early on. What is it looking like now?
So right now, Danielle, great news. We're getting a little break from the rain. Finally, it has been raining all day here. But right now, Main Street, Longmont is finally getting a slight break from all that rain and drying out a bit. We think there might be another storm coming our way. There are three things I want to show you tonight. So number one, and all of this with northern Colorado. So number one, there was a lot of concern today about the burn scars up in the Cameron Peak burn scar area. The National Weather Service was telling people, hey, think about higher ground. This could be potentially life-threatening. So we took a drive through the Masonville area today along Buckhorn Road. Good news, it seems like Mother Nature was fairly kind to that area. A lot of stormy looking clouds and some rain, and the water was moving kind of high in Buckhorn Creek, but nothing of trouble. And Larimer County tells us they did not have any significant issues in the area tonight. Next thing I want to show you is Longmont. A lot of viewers shared video with us today. Thank you all for sending that in. We saw cars trying to drive through very flooded streets. We know that's never a good idea. And we saw sheets and sheets of rain falling over Longmont today. It just rained all day. We also saw some hail. This area kind of got walloped with hail this afternoon. A lot of folks just dealing with those small little bits of hail in and around Longmont. Here's the thing about rain and hail, though. The final thing I want to show you is, you know, hail melts pretty quick, and the rain, it comes in so fast and it floods, but then it drains out. So we got some really impressive pictures today of this business parking lot where a porta potty is kind of floating around and the water is so high. Very dramatic, right? That was about 4:30. But an hour later, guys, it was like nothing. The drain had finally cleared it all out. You wouldn't even know that porta potty was in trouble. And honestly, it made us laugh a little bit. You have to laugh in the middle of all this when nobody gets hurt, right? Because it's just so dramatic, and then it's poof, it's gone. Not that much later. All right, now I want to send it to my colleague, Lauren Robinson, who is checking out some of the stuff going on in Denver tonight with all the flooding and the rain. Lauren?
Yeah, well, that's right. We got a little bit of flooding here in Denver, nothing like what you saw up in Longmont, but things are cool for the moment while we wait for another round of showers to push in overnight. But let's go ahead and talk about what we saw earlier this afternoon. We got some early afternoon storms that pushed through the area, specifically over DIA, where our own meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen did get some of that video of a pretty gruesome looking storm cell moving its way right over DIA. So we saw that storm push pushed through. It dropped some rain, especially over portions of the Front Range and Eastern Plains as these systems moved through earlier this afternoon, mostly around 1 o'clock or so. We just saw it dump some heavy periods of rain. Some areas did get some spotty hail, but the rain was definitely the biggest issue. Now, talking about rain, let's go ahead and take a look at some video a viewer sent us near Congress Park where we got some bouts of heavy rain. If you were around the area this afternoon, then I certainly don't have to tell you. Now, of course, like I said, some lucky areas did get a little bit of hail, but we saw some widespread heavy rain showers, even some lightning and loud thunderbolts. But all of these storms pushed through pretty quickly this afternoon. Now, finally, let's take a look at Cherry Creek Trail. I was there earlier today, and you could see those bike and jog paths that are normally along that creek there completely flooded with water. That didn't stop some ducks from enjoying a good swim, and that didn't stop a couple of bikers from continuing to try to use that trail this afternoon. Now I'm here live at Confluence Park, where we are still seeing increased water levels in the creek here and along the river. And this is where we can still see some of these paths are covered in water in some areas, but as the storms have moved out from this afternoon, water is starting to recede again. We will continue to watch for these increased water levels as we go through the rest of the evening and overnight, as another round of rain showers is expected. So we're going to continue to watch for that. Again, live here at Confluence Park, where we're watching these water levels. We will send it back to you in the studio. Alex?
All right, Lauren, those guys riding their bikes on Confluence Park, probably not the most advisable thing to do, but at least it was just a nuisance today. Nobody got hurt. Thank you.